Hey Sham Sham,
Hey,
how are
right,
you
I'm
today?
ready.
How are you today?
I'm great, um, but mostly grateful.
Really? How
Yeah,
was your day today? It's good to see you. I'm just staring at you because it's like really, really good to see you, my friend.
yeah, same here, man. So good to see you.
Yeah.
Um, you know how it is. Our energies are always like igniting when we meet and stuff.
Yeah.
I've had an amazing day. Um, Pretty relaxed. It was a very
Yeah.
busy weekend.
Yeah.
Um, but a very relaxed day today.
That's
I think
nice.
I
Listen,
deserve
I'm
it.
digging your hair. It is gorgeous.
Thank
Wagwan,
you.
wagwan. Mm.
Thank you.
So, my love, you
I'm
know
digging.
me, I'm just going to get straight into the questions for you, all right?
Yes, go for it.
And
Yeah.
you just answer. I mean, I obviously wanted to interview you because I'm sorry, you got the realness going on. How did you feel when I asked you to be on my platform and I wanted to interview you? Were you reluctant
Wow.
or were you like down with it? How did you feel when I asked you?
Yeah, totally down. It was just it's quite an honor to be here because I've seen your stuff and I admire what you do. And I honestly believe that there's a lot of people out there who tune in and actually feel the same way that I do because it for me it actually helps in moments of like, sometimes we get lost in the world. Sometimes I always take it back to this. Sometimes we don't know our worth and we approach the world from a wounded angle. And so every time we see stuff like what you do and what you
Oh,
talk about, it's very encouraging. So I'm actually honored and the privilege to be here. So thank you. Thank you so
that's
much for thinking of
cool.
me.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
I think yeah, you up in Malawi, girl. I'm gonna be there
Yeah.
one day. Soon I'm gonna be there with you. Listen, working
The
on
world.
your character because God has given us a gift. Can you break that down? You know, our phones are going, oh, do you mind just putting yours on? Mine's like, yeah, there we go. Okay. Working on our character, okay? Because God has
Yeah.
given us a gift. Do you want to break that down according to your understanding? So, what do you think about that sentence on its own? Working on
Yeah.
our character because God has given us a gift.
Yeah. I think that's amazing because you see this like I always try my best to do things that have a purpose, things that actually mean something. I'm the type of person who puts reason to the stuff that I do. I don't just do. So, I mean, we go out and work so that we can obviously make a living. So we afford food, shelter, education for our children, health, and all of that. Um, but I turned to starting to listen to myself a little more and start following the plans that God has for me. I'm a very stubborn person, so I never really just listen to anyone and anyone, and I mean including God. Like I have had moments where I've been stubborn with God, and I've thought that I know. Meanwhile, I didn't, and every time I go my way, things don't actually work out as planned. But every time I surrender and I listen, God really just opens up doors for me. So I'll give you a simple example of this weekend. I'm into um, I'm into organizing festivals. That is what I do for a living back here in Malawi. I organize festivals and events. But this particular festival that I joined, I love it so much because one of the characters of the festival itself is aligned with what I love to do, and that's giving. We love to give to vulnerable people, and here in Malawi, the opportunity of giving just is never ending. It's always there. I mean, we give to our own families back here. We give to the communities around us, our neighbors. So we're in the business of giving. Now, I always used to think that that's something that was, that is something I was pushed into. but that's not true. It's something I was actually born to do, and I was also born into. My family is a very giving family. There are people who love and care and welcome anyone. Here in Malawi, a lot of people have warm hearts, and that's probably why they call it the warm heart of Africa. So the character of giving is definitely embedded in me, within me, and I can't run away from it. So every time I try and do something other than that, I never really do succeed, or let's say I don't get satisfied. But every time I do this. I do these charity events where we're able to give vulnerable children. We're able to give vulnerable communities and the like, and we come together and we throw a massive feast, and we're able to provide gifts for them, and whatever it is that they need, as much as we possibly can. Things always work out for me. Things always become satisfactory. We're always successful. We pull this off. So just going back to this weekend, I was asked to assist the president's advisor to persons with albinism and disabilities here in Malawi, Mr. Overstone Kondowe, and his team to organize a summer camp for children living with albinism. Now, children and people living with albinism all over Africa and Malawi actually go through the most challenging discrimination and segregation there is. But also at the same time, they are going through
I think I lost you there, Shamila.
life.
I think I lost you there, sweetheart. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I can hear you.
Carry on, carry on, carry on.
Can you hear me?
The devil is a liar. Yes, I can, my sweetheart.
Yeah,
carry on.
Yeah, so persons with albinism are actually living a huge risk. Their lives are in danger on a daily basis. Children get abducted back here. Back in the day when I was a child, I used to hear stories that people with albinism don't die, they disappear. So therefore, there's no funerals for people with albinism. And later on, I discovered that it was because they're actually kidnapped and horrible things are done to them,
I've seen the documentary.
Yeah, and their body parts are cultivated. So that's the belief back here. And obviously, a lot of them are living in danger, at high risk. So what Malawi has is there is a shelter for children with albinism. And what they do is every time they hear that in the villages a family has children with albinism and those children have been threatened, their lives have been threatened, this particular shelter goes out and takes the children to the shelter. So it's kind of like a home for them. And this home, what they do for the children is just amazing. However, even though the home is able to give them a warm, comfortable bed, a hot meal, and whatever love they're able to, these children are still away from their parents. They're still away from their siblings, they've just been taken away from their families. So there's that gap that these children don't get. So anyway, Friday's event was to bring all these children together from various parts of Malawi. We managed to bring from Zomba, the Good Samaritan Home, Benga, which is just outside of Nkhotakota, from the villages themselves. We worked with the Benga parish. And then we also brought children from Sengabe, where the function was held, right by the beach where the summer camp was. I'll share pictures with you if you'd like. It was just so beautiful. So we had a full day's event. We had some artists that came to perform. We had motivational speakers. These were adults living with albinism who were inspiring the children of how amazing they are and that they're no different to any of us. And there were also children from within the surrounding areas of where the camp was. These are children who are living in vulnerable conditions, but not with albinism, came so that we could integrate everybody, so that we could make them feel that they belong, that they are part of us, they are a family with us. and that they're not segregated, they're not separate, they're no different, you know? And that, yes, of course, their health is at risk. However, their health, there are ways in how they deal with health challenges and the like. And it's, you know, it's fine. Everybody goes through these challenges. Let's behave normal around them. So it was an amazing trip. And so going back to defining character and my gift, I realized that my character is built around knowing who I really am, right? It's built around knowing what my gifts really are. And I honestly believe that I was born in this family for that. I was born in this family for gifts that and giving. I'm able to fundraise and collect items and give and organize and, you know, follow through professionally these particular projects. And that builds my character. In return, as I am practicing my gift, my character is then, you know, built and enriched. So going back to that, it's also through God's love, you know. It's also through God's love that I'm able to, and I was only able to know God's love through my challenges. I went through a lot of challenges, you know, Happy, you know, being married to someone I obviously loved with all my heart, being the person that gives and always looks for the silver lining, you know, always forgiving, always accepting. And then I just started becoming this bitter monster because of sadness, because of the sadness that I had within myself of perhaps not being in a happy marriage, for instance. Even though I always put on this smile, there was always a lot of heartache going on because I just felt that I didn't deserve the horrible treatment that I got during the marriage. So those were challenges that I had to go through in order for me to be able to build my character. And the character that I am today, I see a difference. Like, I'm able to articulate my emotions. I'm able to express proactively without having to react to my emotions. I mean, there are times, I'm human. There are times where I do snap and all of that, and I get very upset about something. But right now, compared to back then, I am actually able to listen. I'm actually able to listen, you know. There was this, you know, I write poetry, and we were discussing with a Nyago. Teresa came to assist me on Friday. She came to tell stories to the children around the campfire. And yesterday we had a chat, and she was telling me how 3 a.m. is the time that she wakes up to write music, to write poetry. And I was like, that's exactly what happens to me as well. I just have all these words and inspiration that come from I don't know where. And that's one of my gifts as well, by the way, where I just sit down and I write. And it's that writing, those poems that I write during those hours that actually inspire other people as well, that actually inspire myself. And I had no idea how much of an impact I had on people. I just thought, this is how I deal with my challenges, and I'm just trying to get through life, right? I'm just doing the things that I love. But meanwhile, I'm actually impacting a lot of lives. So I'm not going to pretend to be strong, you know. And when I'm sad, I'm going to cry, because sadness develops into anger if you don't deal with it immediately. So that's one of the things that I learned in my challenge, during my challenges, is that I was so sad all the time that it was kept inside with this big smile, and it came out in anger. And so obviously poisoned a lot of my relationships. Yeah, that's pretty much that, you know, the character and the gifts that God gives us.
Yeah,
In
good answer. You know how talk is cheap, right? Talk is cheap. So I asked you, you know, define, you know, your character and you know, just fixing your character so that you can be able to know what your gifting is. And
Yeah.
and you just broke it down in such a lengthy time, and I don't want to interrupt you because so much that you said, Shamila, I've witnessed it. You know how they say the proof is in the pudding. And I remember many years ago when you were still working corporate. You were still working corporate. I mean, you were living here in Santon, and you were living that corporate city life, career driven woman. And then
Yeah.
you just said, look, I need to be myself. And you said, you know, a lot of people say, oh, we give a lot. I mean, we hear it in churches where, like I say, talk is cheap. But I've witnessed you. I
Yeah.
don't know if you recall many years ago. Um, I would come to your house and you would come back from your day job, this lady, and you will make these lunch tins of food and you would hand
Yeah.
them out to the neighborhood. That's how
Yeah.
giving you are. I remember that about you. So as you were talking,
Yeah.
just expressing and explaining who you are, and I'm like, she is a giver. She is a
Yes,
giver.
I
She
am.
is so selfless because I've seen it. And I remember when you said, I'm going back home and I'm going to live, you know,
Yes.
I'm just going to live who I really am, you know. So big
That's
ups
it.
to that. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you,
Yeah.
girl.
Thank you so much.
No, you're
I
welcome.
mean, your topic today as well, just it talks to me loudly because I think if you had asked me this last week, I don't think I would have given you the same answer.
Why?
I'm not really sure what sort of an answer I would have given you, but I don't think it would have been as contentful, if that's a word, as
Yeah.
fruitful as what I've mentioned or how I feel right now. And I feel like it's just come at the right moment, um, because Friday I was in tears, you know, I was in happy tears. I wasn't confused. I wasn't sad. I was just so happy
So
to
cool.
make a difference in a child's life, because those children, even though they see that event once in their lifetime, it's going to create a memory that's going to stay with them. And I pray that it's a positive memory that's going to use them to be better vessels for God. You know what I mean? Because that's what
Yeah.
we are. We're vessels for God's
Yeah.
work. And
Yeah.
that's how I see myself. People would come to me and say, wow, Shamila, you're amazing. I say, you know what? I am just being used. And I did. I surrendered myself a long time ago and I said, use me. I'm tired of following my own path. That's just not working out for my heart. I need you to start using me.
That is
And
so cool.
so things have just been coming for me. You know, when God has a plan for you, you don't even have to work hard for it. It
Yeah.
just falls into place. And that's
Yeah.
how magical this
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
So
That's how
cool.
magical it is to actually recognize your gift,
Do
your
you trust
purpose.
yourself? What is it saying now? Do you trust yourself?
Oh, certainly not. No. Oh,
I know people
certainly
that can
not.
easily answer the questions. Of course, I trust myself. What do you mean, certainly
No.
not? You were very quick to
Don't.
say no. What do you mean? Break it down.
No, I have my deceiving flesh. Yeah. I know when I'm human and I know when I'm deceiving the spirit. I know when I'm deceiving
Wow.
the soul.
So
Back in
cool.
the day, I didn't recognize it. I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was me being a rebel or whatever.
Very
Mm-mm.
good.
I know I am human and I know there is a flesh in me that desires for fleshy things. Are you with me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
No, for
know that
sure.
now I'm so aware that that is not a God thing. I'm very aware.
But
So
it's
no, I don't
I
trust
think for a lot
myself.
of people that are also not believers or don't walk in faith, you know, like you said, back in the day, we just thought we were just rebellious. I mean, we rebelled, right? And now we kind of like know the difference. And people would say, but it's the yin and the wang and the light and the darkness and whatever. But you can't confuse the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that you don't trust yourself, but yet You have the Holy Spirit that dwells inside of you. How do you guarantee that you won't fall on the other side? Just like
So
asking
I
the question, like, how do you, why do you not
this,
trust yourself?
well, the reason I say I don't trust myself is because I do still get tempted to, you know, to worldly things.
You do?
Um,
Sis,
I
on
do. I still
you.
get tempted. And the thing is
Oh,
this, that we have to remember that God didn't make us perfect. I mean, I'm
no,
not perfect.
no.
Okay.
It's a big
When I say I don't
question.
trust myself, yeah, when I say I don't trust myself, I don't mean that I am deceitful or I intend to lie or steal or
Love it.
take. So what I mean there is that there are things in this world that will definitely whisper to me and talk to me in my flesh, but I always remember the love that God gives me,
Yeah,
that helps me surrender myself to God rather than the world. Does that make sense? And then there
of
will be
course,
moments of weakness.
of course.
The good thing is that I am aware of my weaknesses. I am aware of my challenges.
Yeah.
Um, and I do my best to listen to God more. There is something I wrote way back, and it said that, if I can just remember real quick, hold on. It said um, something about the time that my ex-husband had been unfaithful. I thought that he had done that to me. I thought that he had hurt me, right? There was a voice that time. I remember I was praying, and I was very angry. And I was just like, God, you're horrible. How could you put me through this? I've never done anything to deserve this and all of this. And I remember the voice said, what makes you think that he's wronged only you? He's not just hurt you, he's also hurt me. So you need to let me deal with his journey. This is his journey. Let me deal with him directly. Don't try and come and take over, because I'm always like, no, let me fix things. I'm the type of person that doesn't just watch things like go by. I try my best to make sure that I've gone through plan A, B, C, D, all the way to Z until I've got a solution.
Yeah.
But there's just things that are just not for us. They're not
Yeah.
yeah, they're meant to be for those people so that they can also learn and grow and be able to find God through love. um
Yeah. Through
so
love. Through love.
through love. So I remind myself of who God is in my life by practicing love.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. So
Yeah.
the things that I'm doing right now, me genuinely, and I don't mean for show. I don't mean, oh, look at me, I'm giving the orphan child a gift. Ha ha ha.
No,
Facebook.
no, for sure.
I do things. No, I I do these things to remind myself
Yeah.
of love, because it's only in love that we keep going back to God. It's only in love. God never goes anywhere. God's always there. Just to
For
remind you
sure.
that. But we always lose our way. So it's only in love for me to keep my battery for my mobile phone to God charged,
Yeah.
if I may put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
And
cool. I
then God
love.
also said, start listening to me, during that time. God said, I have taken you out of these particular places. I've
Yeah.
taken you away from these people,
Yeah.
not because they want to hurt you, but
Yeah.
I really need you to start listening to me.
Very cool.
Yeah. It wasn't my choice to come back to Malawi, Happy. Earlier you said you chose to go to Malawi. It wasn't my choice.
Yeah.
In fact, I was planning on going to Cape Town. I
Yeah.
had done everything
Yeah. 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 I
to get.
remember that now that you bring it up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just started getting phone calls from Malawi saying that they have a job for me over here. Should I come? it wasn't even paying well, this job, but something just drew me closer. And this was the job to organize the Lake of Stars Malawi Arts Festival.
Yeah.
And it was it was a senior position. So I thought, oh, it's a great opportunity, but I
Yeah.
want to go to Cape Town anyway.
Mm.
And then the job in Cape Town fell through. Nobody called me back. And that was so strange because I have so much confidence in myself that when I apply for a job, I get it. Or sometimes I get headhunted for a job, you know what I mean? So it was so strange. How come things aren't working out for me in South
Yeah.
Africa?
Yeah.
Why are
Yeah.
they working for Malawi? It
Yeah.
was so weird. Yeah. And so obviously my move from Joburg to Malawi was so easy. God sent people to come and help me from nowhere because I had
Yeah.
no money to move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So things were just falling into place for
Falling
me
into place.
without me even lifting a finger. And
Awesome.
the things that I was trying to work hard for to get, they weren't working. So
Yeah.
that's where I learned that if God wants you to do something, if God has a plan for you, and not if, but when God has a plan for you, and God has a plan for all of us, we
Yeah.
just need to start
Exactly.
listening. We need to start listening and paying attention,
Yeah.
and everything falls into place. There's absolutely no way God
Yeah.
will just leave you hanging if
Yeah.
that's God's plan.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I love how you know, some of my friends usually when they want to come and visit, they're like, obviously they know that I don't drink alcohol, right? And then because they know that I'm a woman of faith, okay, none of this, no, forget about this. They know that I am a woman of faith, right? They would like, oh, Happy, is it okay if we bring a bottle of wine? Or they'd actually use a swearing word, and they're like, I apologize for swearing, because it just reminds me again, and this is going back to do you trust yourself? I'm just trying to think that why I'm bringing this up is just that, you know, I'm not talking to the saved. I don't like talking to people that have it all together. You know what I mean? I'm down with broken people. I believe that I am a healer, and then it's not complicated to be a healer. A healer must have love, and I am love. So once you have love, you're automatically a healer. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing how religion and certain ways of doing things in a religious group really pushes broken people away, and people that they really complicate English. They really complicate
Yeah.
who God really is. You know what I'm saying? So it would be like, if you want to bring a bottle of alcohol, bring a bottle of alcohol. Just, you know,
Yeah.
just
That's
don't
the
get drunk in
thing.
my house. If you're swearing, why you want to pretend like you don't swear when you're already swearing? I was of
Yeah.
the world. I'm just here to love you. I'm just here to love you. So when I say
Yeah.
that, you know, they kind of think that we have it all together. Once you are this born again Christian, you know, don't do all these certain things. And I think they need to go back and read scripture. Like these guys,
Yeah.
Peter was like some insane gangster, you know what I'm saying? He cut the guy's ear off even while he was moving, walking with Jesus, you know what I mean? And so what I'm saying is that I love how you say that you are you there, Shams? Hello? Honey, are you there? Are you there, sweetheart? Okay, I think I've lost you, but anyway, hopefully I'll get you back. So I just want to break this down to the viewers as well, that it doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter if you're not, if you because I believe that Christianity and religion, yes, I'm sorry, I keep going back there because, you know, I know where God found me. I lost Shamila, but it doesn't matter. I'll get her some other time again. But just in closing, I know where God found me, right? And for God to love somebody like me, even today, I don't trust myself. That's why I was asking Shimla that question, that does she trust herself? I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself. I can ruin my marriage like this. I can be an irresponsible mother. I can just decide to do something so dark. Yes, me. I know who I am. I know what I can do. But because I don't do those kind of things, it's because God's voice, the Holy Spirit, is louder than my flesh. And how does that come to? Why is it that I won't fall into sin all the time, or try not to fall into sin? It's because you have to. You just have to, on a daily, not religiously, not like I will read my Bible, I will just, no, it has to be that relationship with God. You see, it has to be that relationship with God. So when you have God, you know that I know I can't trust myself, but with God, I trust myself. I don't know if that made any sense. I can't trust myself without God. If God is out of the picture, forget it. It's a mess. So that's why it's so important that we have to have God in our lives. Anyway, Shimala, girl, what's happening with Malawi? I think shame, man. I think this long distance, yeah, internet issues. But anyway, that's my girl. Are you back, sweetheart? Are you back, my angel? Wagwan. I lost you there, but I'm glad that you're back.
Sorry about that. So we have poor
Hey.
connection back.
Yeah,
We have
whatever, my angel.
poor
I'm
connection
actually
back.
glad that I didn't interrupt you earlier on and that I let you speak, because oh man, like we all needed to hear that. So thank you, my baby. Just in closing, right? Because I don't
Yeah.
want you to cut off again, and then we'll take this on, next time, okay?
Yeah, no,
Uh,
it's fine. It's just the connection is a bit poor, so I just had to heighten that 4G thing.
last one, emotional
Yes.
manipulation.
Oof. Yeah,
Break
you know
that
where I
down,
am.
girl.
Yeah. You know how you were talking about how we shouldn't be fake. Um we know that we're sinners at the end of the day. We know we're not perfect. God's not looking for perfect people. Jesus' story doesn't talk about him meeting perfect people either. Um, so we're on a journey. We all are, and I still go through shitty moments. I still go through
Please don't say shitty on my show, okay? Please don't say shitty on my
Sorry,
platform. Like, please.
I still go through the French words. I'm sorry. Like I
Oh,
said, I don't
that was
trust.
a joke, bro. That was a joke. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
But it's just like you can't. With me,
Trying to
you
be
can't
that
censor me.
perfect Christian, okay? I was trying to be that
No, I'm
perfect
not. That's the
Christian,
thing,
but
that
you
you
just
can't
can't
censor.
say that. I won't befriend you anymore.
I also feel like because life is a journey, and there are certain spaces in time where it's time to learn lessons, so you must pay attention, and then it's time to practice those lessons, so you go out and use and get your hands dirty. And so that's where I am at the moment. I'm out there practicing my lessons. And so, of course, I'm going to fail from time to time. There's going to be challenges, and I'm going to have to resolve every single challenge as I go. And I'm going to learn again from those particular practices and apply them so that I can one day be, a master at the things that I'm meant to be, the purpose that I've been provided with here on earth. But just to go back to emotional manipulation, yeah, people like me, for instance, I feel like because we are forever forgiving all the time, we are I don't know, I just feel.
Oh, man. Devil, you're such a liar, man. Oh, she was gonna break that down. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see. Let's see. Let's just give her a moment. Otherwise, it's a wrap. Good people, it's a wrap. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, you know what I said to myself? I said, nah, I'm not gonna get people to subscribe or like or blah blah blah. But I don't know. I don't know. But don't be that person. Just do it. Just subscribe, share this thing, spread the word, man. Good
Yeah.
things
So
happening up in here. Carry on, sweetheart.
I was just saying, because of the character that I have, I'm a bit naive as well. I'm always giving, I'm forgiving. And I always expect that people are pretty much the same. I expect, which is the other thing, is that expectations just basically disappoint. I
Expectation.
always
That's
look
it. Oh, hey, that's a big one. I'm gonna write that
exactly.
down. Next time we talk,
Yeah.
we're breaking that one down. Yeah,
Expectations always disappoint.
yeah,
Um, and keeping my hopes up about people and thinking that people are kind and people are polite and people are loving and caring and giving. It's not true about everyone. Everybody has their own path, and therefore I can't look at people and say, oh my God, it's logic, it's common sense. Do you not see this person's hungry? Give them half of your burger or something like this.
yeah.
Um,
Wow,
it's
wow.
not that simple, and it's not fair for us to be putting on what we expect from other people on them, because they're also just seeking their own journey, and they're also seeking their own purpose. So I've learned the hard way, and I've learned in love as well that I tend to, how there's this saying about you tend to attract people who are as broken as you are. I don't think that's true. I think that I personally tend to attract people who are attracted to my strength, who recognize my weakness, but they see that I have overcome challenges, and they're attracted to my strength. They're attracted to my love. I don't think I don't think people are attracted to the darkness in me or whatever. I don't believe that. I believe they're attracted to my light. And
Yeah,
so I do open up my arms, and I love very easily. I fall in love very easily, and I forgive so much. I tolerate so much in relationships.
yeah,
So in relationships, both friendship, lovers, you name it, I tolerate so much. And so in that comes emotional manipulation, including my siblings.
yeah,
It's there because you're
yeah.
always ready for them. You're always ready to pick up the phone at 2 a.m. in the morning when they're, drunk out of their minds and they're going through something horrible. You're always there for them, because you also imagine, wow, I wish somebody was there for me as well during this time. And I think they're attracted to our strength. I don't think
Yeah.
you attract broken people. I think we attract broken people because we all are, but we also have that strength and that love and that light, and that's what people are attracted to.
Yeah.
So yes, I do get myself into a lot of whirlwinds of emotion. um I think it's also because of the amount of love that I have to give, and all.
We've
Yeah.
been friends for many years now. What do you think makes the sisterhood works? Because I think a lot of women need to understand that it's so important to genuinely love one another. What do you think this we've kept this bond for so long? What's the magic?
I think you said it, Happy, to be genuine, to be completely free with each other. I mean, there's nothing more important than to see each other for who we really are and still stick by each other and support
Yeah,
each other through
yes,
thick and thin. I
yeah,
mean, you've seen me cry, you've seen me at my worst, you've seen me snot tears and tears and talking a whole lot of terrible things, and you've stuck by me. Like, you've loved me through thick and thin. You've loved my ugly, you've loved my pretty. You don't just support me because I do amazing things for kids, but you also support me when I'm down in the guts of a place where I can't even get out of, a place where I can't even recognize myself. So I
yeah,
think that's very important. Now, I don't even call us friends, I call us family,
for
you
sure,
know
for
and
sure.
learned that from you. I actually learned that from you, Happy, that, the people who truly and honestly love you transparently are your family. That's
Yeah,
that's who they are.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think also it's
Family.
only fair that I also share so that women know this. I think
Uh,
what kept our friendship strong is that, I mean, you've also seen my side, you've seen, I mean, my past. You could have easily said, damn, I ain't gonna hang around with this chick. She's got a crazy past behind her, you know what I'm saying?
that was also crazy, remember?
Yeah, but what I love about you is that even though we went through difficult things, because what women do is when a woman is going through some hardship, they can go out there and gossip about it, or they can influence you to do the wrong thing because of jealousy or whatever. And I've
Yes.
noticed you, it doesn't matter what we shared, you wouldn't bring back negativity into it. Just because you're going through your own stuff, you drag me down with it. It was always one. You know what I mean? If you see that I was in the
Yeah.
wrong, you'll call me out on that. And I do the same for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think that's what women need to do. That's what really women need to do. Like you said, be real with one another. You know what I'm
Be
saying?
real, be genuine. Yeah, be
Love one
genuine. And
another. It's not that difficult. It's not that
no,
difficult. There's no competition in love.
no, we each have our strengths and we each have our moments of, challenges and the like. And I really I enjoy, I feel like the friendships, or rather the sisterhoods and the family that I have, are the people who have been real with me, who have
For
actually
sure.
called me out, because I also look at myself sometimes, and I call myself out sometimes, by the way. I look in
Yeah.
the mirror and just, girl, why'd you have to do that? Like, what was going through your head? So yeah, you're right. We really have to, it's like reminding ourselves and reminding each other of how amazing a queen we are, and that queens have specific principles and certain, veils that they wear. And the thing is this, that every woman is the queen,
Did
every
you hear
single one of
that?
us.
What queens
I really,
have principles. You can't just be
yes,
a queen. There's some
and
principles you have to follow up in
and
here.
must never come back down. I mean, if you have to come back down, make sure you're doing it out of love and giving, but it mustn't be to reduce our value. It mustn't be to reduce the jewels around our crowns. It must always be us uplifting others
Exactly.
to that level. In fact, it's on my status. It talks about connecting and imparting on others,
Yeah.
things that you it talks about how everything that we do is to connect, uplift, and inspire. And we must yearn to see each other, to really see each other and notice the heartbeat of another, so that we're able to connect.
Baby
So
girl,
that
we gotta
we're
leave it here. We gotta drop it right here. I love you. I love you, you beautiful human. Thank you so much for joining me on my platform.
Oh my God, thank you, Happy. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm sorry I was late.
What are you
Literally just
sorry
driving.
for? You should know me. I always say I'm chilled. You know I'm chilled like that, girl. I'm chilled
Proper.
like that, man.